Hi, I'm Marysol and welcome back to my channel. Today I haven't done a currently page in a very long time. In fact, September's currently page is still not done, but I'm going to back plan on that one. I don't know what I really wanted to do. That's why it was blank. But I think I am going to do kind of like a cozy reading because I did read some good books in September that I want to keep tally of. But here for October, we're just going to do a traditional currently page because it's Halloween. There's so much stuff happening. I thought we can do that, and I have several things out here. I have these old Happy Planner punch because I want to use some blackout pages, and I grab all these pens. I have Sarasa clips here, and I have the metallic ones, and I have this white one. With the white one, I just want to let you know because I tried it out a lot. This one you have to really write slow for it to start to write pretty, because if you write fast like I was writing there, it just doesn't work. So that's the trick with this Sarasa, but these two are great. They work perfectly. Then I have, my trusty Shakura jelly roll on size 8. I have some Archer and Olive acrylographs, and these are a 1.3 millimeters. I don't know which ones I was going to use. This is why this is all out here. I have these two Pilot Juicy paint pens in white. These are, so this one is the thicker one right here, like if you can see. It's so pigmented that I really like it. This is a thinner one. And so I took these out just in case my jelly roll and that weren't as thick. And then I have these metallic pens, brush pens from Edding, the 1340. And this one is, oh, it doesn't really say the names on it, but here they're very juicy and pigmented. And then I grabbed some glitter ones. The glitter ones are interesting. So they don't have a whole lot of color, but so pretty. So I thought that maybe we can use these to do some borders. I can write with the white one on these, and we can just work some, I don't know, we can work something out here. I am gonna cut these in half, and maybe not, maybe I will, I'm not sure, but I tested them out here to see how they would look. They look pretty nice. I have the Archer and Olive glue pen, and I know this goes on pink, so I'm going to be very careful with it, but it's a chisel tip, so we're going to use this. I believe does this glow in the dark? I don't know. I feel like it does, or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Let me put this on the other side. And I grab, which I don't know how this ended up over here, but I grabbed these specialty papers. I thought I can add some of this. I don't know if I will, but I did bring it out just in case. However, I am going to use, this is a must. I am going to use some of these dark uh, florals from this set. This is from Ron Ron, and I'll get the name of it and put it in the description box. And then I'm going to add some of these because I thought these branches would make it look nice, and I'm going to make it very Halloweenish. That's the whole point of it. These are some glow in the dark, I don't know why I'm trying to save this, but these are some glow in the dark washi tape stickers from Archer and Olive. These two are from Archer and Olive, so I thought I can use the bats onto here, maybe a few birds. just to make it more Halloweenish, I suppose. And I also grabbed, I know I have a whole lot of things out here. I also grabbed this pet tape from Ron Ron because I think I can add some of these little ghosts. So not a whole lot of them, but I thought a few of these ghosts would look pretty onto this page. And I mean, they do have a few bats and stuff, but so I think that that's all going to work out, and just do a currently page. I did grab some books, and then did I put them away? I sure did. So I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna grab them again. I know it says October 2024. This is why I'm gonna cover this up with some blackout page, and I'm just gonna letter October up here, and then I'm gonna just black out this down here as well. And then we're just gonna add some flowers and some stuff around it, and hopefully it all comes together. That's the hope. I am going to speedy up this video so you don't get bored of me talking. All right, so let's speedy up. Hopefully everybody's doing okay, and I'm starting off with measuring my paper. I just realized that this Happy Planner blackout paper is actually smaller than the actual paper, the planner paper. That's interesting to me, and I didn't know it up until this exact moment that I measured it. I start using this pink glue from Archer and Olive. The glue is actually very nice. However, because I wasn't measuring correctly, and the glue is pink, yes it is, and it dries up pink, everyone. It sure does. I made a mess with it, and so I went into using my mono adhesive tumble runner. I love my tumble mono adhesive tape, if I'm being honest. I am trying to use a different glue stick since I've started junk journaling a lot more, and just in my journal in general, do add a lot of elements to it. So I'm trying to find a glue that would help. I am using the Yoo-Hoo glue. I just don't feel that it sticks very much. And then I have the mono glue. I need to check the name to it. Mono liquid glue, which is great. It does glue, but it doesn't really dry completely. It still stays a little tacky when you use it, either on paper or not. I actually used it a few, I want to say months ago. If honestly, probably about 6 weeks, maybe 7 weeks ago, when I stitched this pattern paper. Well, not pattern paper. Yeah, well, actually, it is pattern paper. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting myself. Let me gather my thoughts. I actually use the stitching on this scrapbook pattern paper, and on the back, because I knew I was going to cut it, I used the mono liquid glue from Tombow. Because I did two stitching patterns and I only used one, I let the other one, I did still glue the other one on the back just to make sure that it would not fall apart, and when I cut it, it would still be glued on. I realized that that glue continues to stay tacky. It doesn't really dry out. Not like other glue that it dries out and that's it. This one does not, and I have it. I can't put it anywhere because it'll glue on to whatever it's on. So that's why I am looking for another glue. We'll see. Here I am using this, It's some textured paper I thought I put in the back just to give it a little bit of more interest to my page, and I letter my currently, and then I realized as I was editing that I did not include the L. So at the end of this, before I end it, it does get fixed. It's just not fixed right now. I started using my permanent mono adhesive with this textured paper, and I quickly realized that every time I ran my tape, it would break the paper would stick, and I would just mess it up. I just go for my Yoo-hoo, and I was able to piece it together, so that wasn't an issue. However, I probably should have started using my Yoo-hoo or a liquid glue for the textured paper. And for your reference, if you're going to use textured paper, just make sure you have some type of either stick glue or liquid glue that you can just put it on and glue it to the page without having to touch it very much, because it will fall apart if it sticks to your finger. Now I am just adding some of this Archer and Olive washi tape that came in their Halloween box, and I really love these branches. A few years ago, I mean, there is not a lot of branches out there to use on Halloween. At least I haven't found any. So if you have, let me know. But I haven't found any. And I remember grabbing an Archer and Olive acrylic graph and making my own branches. And having this washi tape that Archer and Olive has created, it just makes me appreciate that somebody does have it out there and it's easy to use. It blends with your paper so you don't really see it, and it's like a washi tape. It's like a washi sticker paper, so it's not like sticker paper. It lifts up very easily, and you can put it down easily. So no bulk, and it doesn't rip your papers or stick to anything. Well, I mean, it does stick to your paper, but it's not hard to use. And with that being said, it is a little more delicate. It's not as sturdy, right? It's very low profile, and just a very low bulk material if you're going to use it. I appreciate it. My only complaint is because I'm using blackout paper, it does have quite a bit of white around the image, and that does, when you put it on the blackout paper, you do see the white of it. And here I'm just creating another cluster and just trying to get that branch in a placement that I really like. I love, after doing the video, I really love how my clusters came out, and I love the branches behind the florals of uh, Ron's pet tape. So I think this was a really cute idea, and I'm happy I tried it out. I don't think I've done something like this before unless it was already in a cluster. But for me to layer it myself, I don't think that's something that I've done in the past. I added this quote from Ron. What is Ron? I think the Halloween, her first Halloween sticker book that came out, and it's creeping it real. I thought it matched with the vibe. I was placing it crooked, so I kept lifting it up until I got it straight. And I should take the opportunity right now to let you know that I am an affiliate from Ron. So if you are going to purchase anything Ron, please consider using my link. It's all in the description below, including my discount code. Always use my discount code to save, even if you don't use my link, because the discount code is what saves you money. The using my link, it's just, it supports me and my channel. Now back to the spread, as I was saying, I really love how these clusters turned out, and I was really excited to try this idea. I feel like somebody else had done this before. And I want to say like Happy to Plan Desiree or even maybe Mary Ellen, but I'm not sure. I did add small bits and pieces of cobweb, I say cobweb, spider web around the my pages here, and I it's not a whole lot, just a little bit here and there. I wish there was some smaller spiders to add. I don't really like spiders, people. I hate them. In fact, if there's a spider and if I see a spider, like that's it. I'm done. My husband has to come and kill it. I will share a brief story. When Isabella was about maybe 2.5, the girls were at their mom's, and my husband had duty that weekend. And it was a normal Saturday. And Isabella and I was getting her ready. We were just going to go out for the day. And I'm in her room. She's on her changing table, and she tells me, "Mommy, bug, bug, bug." And she keeps pointing up to the ceiling. And I'm like, "Yeah, there's probably a bug." And I'm not really paying attention to what she's saying, right? And she continues, "Bug, bug, bug." Well, I get her all ready. And when I look up to where she was pointing, there was the biggest monstrosity of a spider. I grabbed my child, I closed the door, and we left for the day. I did not come back to the house. I think when my husband said he was on his way home, that is when I went back home. So it was a long day with Isabella out. I mean, I think she even napped in the truck because I'm not about that life. And my only worry was that if my husband came home and it had moved, hid, or something, and he didn't find it, how was I going to sleep in that house? Anyway, I'm back home. My husband goes to the room. The girls, they don't like spiders either, but they're so nosy. They were in the room. I sure locked myself with Isabella in her room across from Isabella's, and I locked the door. People, lock the door. Anyways, my husband did end up killing the spider, and they were like knocking the door to show me. I was not interested in looking at the dead spider because I don't want that in my box of memory or making um oh my gosh, a core memory of it. So, yeah, that's the spider story, but I do love spiders in my planner, and I love spider webs. I think it's cute, but I do not love it in real life. Anyways, back to our planner page. Here I showed you how I lettered the October. I really love these metallic pens from Eddie, I do have to say, and I'm not an affiliate for them. I wish I were. I wish I had a partnership with them because these metallic brush pens are just everything. They're vibrant, they're so nice, they're smooth, they're very pigmented. Because there's so much pigment in it, you need to give it a second to dry. But after it's dry, it's super easy, and that's what I was doing when I was lettering it. I let it dry and then came back and used the glitter one. And I just did use the glitter to create a little bit of a shadow. And I really like how that looks. It's a very subtle shadow looking at it. And on my pages, I also use the glitter to do a shadow on my boxes. Again, you don't see it. It's not something that's very pigmented. It's just very subtle in the background of the boxes. And I think it just gives it a really nice touch. Because I did my own boxes, I thought that I would doodle around it and just some lines, some borders. I did like this intermediate cut line or dotted line, I guess I should say. And I alternated the colors of it. So you have a little bit of the glitter in the back, you have the acrylic pens from Archer and Olive, and then you either have the Sakura Jelly Roll in white or the purple metallic pen Sarasa Click. The only difference is that the Sarasa Click pen is very thin compared to the Shakura. I say Shakura, but it's Sakura Jelly Roll in white. And after going all around it and letting it dry, I do come back and put it on my page. I kind of had to gauge how I was going to, I guess, the placement of these boxes because the decor is kind of, I guess, not that there's not a whole lot of decor, if I'm being honest, but it does branch out, and I needed to make sure that I had enough for the prompts that I wanted, but also that it wouldn't cover any of the decor already placed on the page. So once I had the boxes in, I do go back in, and you'll see that in a little bit. I tape them all down, and then I go back in and add some more decor, and I'm happy I did because I did kind of close the gap in a lot of the white spaces. There is a lot of white space, and I think it's really cute and cool, but there's not as much as there would have been had I not added a little bit more decor after placing all my boxes down. After I get all of that placed on my pages, I do go and add some ghosts from Wrong Wrong's other pet tape, and I really like the little ghost on the bottom. The top part, I didn't even put priorities up there because I didn't even think I should put priorities, but I did leave a big area which was white, and at the time of editing, I it didn't occur to me to add anything, and now that I'm looking at my page here, it does really look empty, and I might just add something up there to kind of, I don't I don't it's just a lot of white space in that little area. So everything looks nice and balanced until you look up there. So I might add a ghost. I'm not sure. We'll see. Like I said, I do move some things around and add some pieces just to close, or I don't know, add a little bit of decor, more decor to the white spaces that didn't have anything. And then I believe I go into writing in my boxes. So the currently prompts that I used for this currently page was a feeling, watching, enjoying, listening, looking forward, reading, and planning. And for me, I am feeling really excited, but also scared. I've been going through a few interviews for a job placement, so I'm waiting to hear what's the end result. I've been watching, yes. So I watched Monster Ed Gein. I I have a lot of opinions about that series, and there was a lot of stuff that I had to go back and read on because I didn't remember like studying them when I studied serial killers in my bachelor's degree. So that one was interesting. I'm back on watching Madlock and High Potential. I really like those series. And Only Murders in the Buildings because I love that trio. So that's what I've been watching. I've been enjoying. I actually been enjoying the content that I've been putting out. I wish I would putting out more content, but the content that I am putting out, I'm loving it. So I hope you guys are enjoying it too. Reading, I'm still reading The Echo of Old Books. Next on my list is the Bewitching and Play Nice, just because those are for I have a fall reads going on and I two book clubs and I haven't finished either of the books. I'm planning Thanksgiving dinner, so I need to make up a menu, and then tomorrow I have a planner meetup. So I'm excited about that. I'm looking forward to the holiday season, and I actually got tickets to Wicked for Good, the premiere screening, I think it's called, and I get to enjoy that with my oldest girl. And then when it actually is in theaters, I'm going back with my other girl and Isabella. They're all excited to see Elphaba and Galinda. So we're excited about that. And then I've been listening a lot to Taylor Swift. This is the Life of a Showgirl new album. And I've gone through all of them. I still love the same. Okay, I do love the same songs. However, I do have to say that I they change which one's my favorite. Right now, Wish List is like my number one favorite. The more I listen to it, the more I love it. Last week, Opalite. Opalite was I kept going to Opalite, and so if you like this album, please let me know in the comments below. But other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me see. So for my priorities, because it's mid-month, this has already been done, but I updated my resume, prep for interviews, and I really need to start using my social media planner and relying on it. I do use it, I'm just not using it as much as I should. And I feel that's where I'm losing track of releases, what I should be putting out, what's coming up, and all that stuff. And I am so hoping that in the next month I really tailor it down. I feel like for 2026, because I'm going to a very minimalistic planner, I think it's going to work out a lot better. So, yeah, this is my currently page. All right, so here's my spread. I hope you like it. I did change the currently. I forgot the L. I don't know. It happens. I really like how this currently turned out. I love my layering. I love the elements that were brought to this currently page, the quote, the florals, the bats. I'm going to check out if it actually does glow in the night because these are supposed to glow. And maybe I will shoot a quick, I don't know, reel or something. Maybe, maybe not. Uh, Anyways, this is pretty much it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up and let me know what was your favorite part. Also, if you have recently subscribed to this channel, thank you so much for subscribing. And if you haven't, please consider subscribing. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.